Hey guys, welcome to this video. My name is John Watts. I'm a consumer protection lawyer. And a lot of times when we sue credit reporting agencies, so that's Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, or furnisher. So here's the credit reporting agency. Here's Capital One or a debt collector or mortgage company, and they provide or send or furnish information to the credit bureaus. When we sue those guys under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, they love to say, well, yeah, but this is technically right. It's technically, it might be a little deceptive, but it's technically right. And so there's ways to argue against that. But what I want us to think about is how do we sort of flip that over on them? And so we take that approach with them. And let me give you a couple of examples. So let's say that my credit card is due on the 1st of the month, and they charge me a late fee by the 15th of the month, and I pay it on the 28th of the month. Can they report me as 30 days late? I mean, I wasn't paying it on time, and I got to the 15th day, which is the date of penalty, where it's a $30 late fee. So can they report me as 30 days late? Well, remember, credit reporting has to be 100% accurate. So if they say John Watts is 30 days late, and I was really 28 days late, or 27 days late, depending how you want to think about it, is 27 or 28 the same as 30? No, it's not. Now, if they want to report John Watts was 27 days late, hey, that's accurate, that's truthful, they can do that. That's not how their reporting is set up, though. It's set up to be 30 days late, not 28 days late, not 27 days late, not 4 days late, but 30 days late. And then let's say that it's due on the 1st. I don't pay it that month, so I'm clearly 30 days late. And then I pay it on the 15th of the next month. Well, how many days late am I? I'm 45 days late. Well, if they want to mark me as being 45 days late, that would be truthful. But if they want to mark me as 60 days late, which is the only other option, it goes 30, 60, 90, 120, charge off. There's no 45 in there. Well, if they go, well, we're going to round it up to 60. No, that's not accurate, because they've chosen the fields, they've chosen the units of measurement. And if they say I'm 60 days late and I'm only 45 days late or 50 days late or 55 days late, that's false credit reporting. I would dispute that. If they don't fix it, then look at suing on that. Well, what would be another example? Well, let me just tell you in Alabama. So if you're doing a foreclosure, we used to file suits based on the mortgage company would start taking some steps leading up to foreclosure. And I have a whole series of videos on the stages of foreclosure in Alabama, before, during, and after. And they would break the law leading up to a foreclosure, and we would sue them for wrongful foreclosure. And our Supreme Court came along and said, no. There is no such thing, because there's only a foreclosure when literally the auction happens, and in Alabama it happens outside the front entrance of the courthouse. And then the deed, what's called a foreclosure deed, is delivered to the winning bidder. That's the foreclosure. The advertising in the newspaper is not the foreclosure. The letters your mortgage company sends you, that is not foreclosure. There's only a foreclosure from the kind of the way to, not that they really have gavels or hammers or something, but from the falling of the gavel at the auction to the delivery of the deed, whether that's a minute or a day or a week, that's the foreclosure. There is no other thing in Alabama, foreclosure 30 days before that or 60 days before that. Well, that's what our law is. So what we find is mortgage companies in Alabama will put a notation, foreclosure proceedings. There aren't foreclosure proceedings in Alabama. There is before the foreclosure. There's the actual foreclosure when the guy's standing there reading the auction and the delivery of the foreclosure deed. And then there's after a foreclosure. But there is no foreclosure proceedings or foreclosure begun. And so that's not technically accurate. And so these bureaus and these furnishers want to be so precise with us. Think about, you get them a payment and it's 29 days late, they can't report you as being late on your credit report, but you're one more day and now suddenly they can do that. Or you're 1 penny short and they say that's an insufficient payment, we're hitting you with a $50 penalty. Well, they can be technical because that's what the law allows and that's what the contract allows. All I'm saying is let's use the same thing. If they're reporting me 30 days late, I better be 30 days late. If they're reporting me in foreclosure in Alabama, well, there better be a foreclosure that's happening that month. Not, foreclosure proceedings, foreclosure proceedings, foreclosure proceedings, and then the foreclosure. All those previous months, that's false credit reporting in my view. And so there are other examples, but I just want to share kind of the concept with you to say, look at your credit report. Anything that is negative, that is harming you, study that very carefully and just say, is this 100% complete and accurate? And what you do is you look at each field. So the high balance, the credit limit, the payment history, the balance. Is it joint? Is it a sole account owner? Is it a credit card? Is it an auto loan? Is it an installment loan? What type of loan is it? What's the date open? What's the date closed? What's the date of last payment? What's the amount of the last payment? Every field you look at very carefully and say, is this literally true? And if it's not, now you do have to use some judgment, okay, and use some experience with this, but that may tell you that, hey, I need to dispute that portion of it because that open date is not technically right. It says I opened it in January, I actually opened it in February. That's not correct, okay? January is not February. 29 days late is not 30 days late. Foreclosure proceedings, maybe that happens in Florida, maybe that happens in New York. That does not happen in Alabama. So you look for your own state to say, what they're reporting, is that correct? Okay. So they report a repossession and there was no repossession, or they put a voluntary surrender and you didn't surrender the vehicle. They came and repossessed it. Well, that's not correct. So again, study everything. I wish I could tell you there's just an easy way and just boom, you don't have to put any work in. But if you're trying to correct errors on your credit reports, and when I say correct them, I mean dispute them so that they get fixed or they get deleted, or if they don't, then you can sue. You've got to put in the hard work. So whether you're a credit repair organization person watching this, whether you're a consumer watching this, doing your own credit repair, credit restoration, whatever you want to call it, just be super, super precise and look at everything. And if something is incomplete or inaccurate, dispute it. Explain why it's incomplete. Explain why it's inaccurate. Explain why you want it fixed. And then see what happens. And hopefully it gets fixed. If it doesn't get fixed, it gets deleted. If it doesn't get fixed or deleted, then look at suing on that. So hope that that's helpful. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. All right. Bye-bye.